Good morning, Liberty Tech. I'm Layton, and you are watching the Maverick News.
Hello, I'm Kim, and we're here to keep you in the know for all the latest Liberty Tech news. Today is Tuesday, February 27th, 2024.
Now is the time we set aside each day to honor our country and our school.
Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Remember to put your right hand over your heart, your left hand by your side, and face the flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing for a moment of silence to reflect on today's activities. How can you be a Maverick today?
Thank you. You may be seated. It is time for our annual house food drive. This year we are supporting the I-58 missions in Sonoya with canned, boxed, and dried goods that they can use to help people in this area. The drive is sponsored by House Fortitude and House Justice. Every day this week we are collecting donations in the cafeteria or at the entrance near the computer room.
Each student that donates will receive a small gift. The class that donates the most items will receive a surprise for the whole class. Please help us help others and bring your donations. Thank you.
Club pictures for students will be taken today, February 27th, in the cafeteria. You will be called by group over the intercom.
Any student who is not enrolled at Liberty Tech when school pictures were taken in September will also have their picture taken for the yearbook.
Join us for Spirit Night at Starlight this Friday from 6 to 9 p.m. Don't forget to tell your parents. Tell your friends to meet you there to skate, play the laser tag, or arcade games. This is the best Spirit Night of the year.
Yeah! There is a flyer that will be, or that has already been, sent home in your Tuesday folders. Be sure to give it to your parents. Lost and Found is in the lobby starting up. Please go stop in and be sure there's nothing that is yours. Please tell your parents also. All items will be donated on Friday after school.
Students, be sure to write your name on your belongings so they don't get lost. They will get delivered back to your homeroom if found. Now it's time for Jaden's Fact of the Day.
The largest population of things is made of Lego minifigures.
That's all for today. Thanks for joining us this morning on the Maverick News Network.
Stay tuned as we go live to a special segment about PBL feedback.
Okay. Now go back to where we were. There. Yes.
You ready?
Okay. We didn't have the 30-second thing.
It's okay. Good morning, Mavericks. How are you guys this morning? I'm Miss Fowler, and I'm the instructional coach here. And one of the things that we're going to try to do at LTCS is to build culture around project-based learning. And you guys in the past have done an exhibition night, okay? And so an exhibition night is like the culminating of all of the things. Well, what we want to do is we want to do a couple of things to try to improve the process. So I'm going to ask these guys to flip to the next slide. And let's talk about why. Why would we want to do that? Okay? We want to provide you guys with the skills and to give and receive feedback. Now, why is that important? Because anytime that you are trying to improve at something, it is critical that you give and receive feedback to do that. So to improve our work in this case for our exhibition night projects, we're going to do this. But you can do this for anything. And you're going to see that because we have teachers that have shown that they do it in other areas too. They've already been doing it. And I wonder if you've seen that. I wonder. So we're going to go ahead now and share some of the things that we're going to be doing in order to create that culture. Mhm.
What would you guys say to teachers
Second, I thought they
if they're not getting high quality work? Could they learn something from this, and what would you say to them that they could do differently in their classrooms? This is a story called Austin's Butterfly, and it's a true story about a first grade boy, and his name is Austin, and he goes to school, or used to go to school, in a town called Boise, Idaho. And in his class in Boise, Idaho, they were studying butterflies, and he had to do a project. His job in first grade was to draw a butterfly, and this is the butterfly that he picked. Austin had to use this photograph as his model, and he had to draw an accurate scientific drawing of this butterfly. This is called a tiger swallowtail.
I knew it!
Can you tell, Toby, why it's called tiger?
Because it kind of have the stripes of the tiger right there.
Good. So here was Austin's job. He was supposed to do a scientific drawing of that butterfly. But remember, Austin was only in first grade. And you know what he did? He forgot to look like a scientist carefully. He got his paper and he just started to draw the image of a butterfly that he had in his head. And he wasn't looking like a scientist, and so this is what he drew.
Whoa.
It's not bad, and it is a butterfly, but does it look exactly like this?
No.
No, it doesn't yet. It doesn't look exactly like this yet. And so they didn't look at this and say, "Good, Austin, you're done." They said, "Austin, good start. Now we can start giving you critique so you can do a second draft and make it better, and a third draft and make it better, and you can make it much, much closer to this." And he was ready to go. All of the first graders in his critique group sat on the floor like you guys are, and they decided to split their advice into two kinds. First, just the shape of the wings. And then when the shape was right, they'd give him advice about the pattern inside the wings. Alia, what would you say?
You can make it much pointier.
Good. These wings could be much pointier. Who else would add something? Atak, what would you say?
How about the angle? Because, not to be mean about
Yes.
the angle, it's just not exact, so...
Okay, so show me. Come on up here, Atak. Show me what you would ask him to do slightly differently.
like to make it a little longer,
Longer where? Draw where
Like-
you would do it.
right there.
Okay, so pull this out longer.
Yeah.
That's very specific, Atak. Thank you. Jamila, what would you say?
It's like triangle?
Good. Jamila, I love that. So you're saying more like a triangle shape. And I agree. Well, you know what? Those first graders came up with most of those same ideas. And you know what Austin said? He said, "Okay, I'll go try." And he went back to his seat.
Did you notice that there was a student who mentioned not to be mean, but
He was trying to be kind. Did he give a specific suggestion?
yes, he told him he needed to pull the wing out. Do you think it was helpful?
Absolutely. Do you think it would be helpful for you to get kind, specific, and helpful feedback?
Let's see how it goes.
Now, 2.
What would you guys say to teachers
Second, I thought they
if they're not getting high quality work? Could they learn something from this, and what would you say to them that they could do differently in their classrooms? This is a story called Austin's Butterfly, and it's a true story about a first grade boy, and his name is Austin, and he goes to school, or used to go to school, in a town called Boise, Idaho. And in his class in Boise, Idaho, they were studying butterflies. Is that something that other kids should learn from? What we was feeling really good. He said, "Am I ready to add some pattern?" And they said, "Okay, why don't you try adding some of the pattern?" And he did.
He's good at it. He is so good.
And then they said, "Austin, you're ready for color.
Really?
Let's look at his last draft." And what do you think? Did it come out really good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually looks way.
What do you think about how much progress he made? And Tak, what would you say about his progress?
He made like a lot of progress. He persevered doing it. His friends were honest with him.
What was it about the kinds of advice that they gave that allowed him to get better each time? Hassan?
Well, they told him what was wrong about it.
Did they say it's just wrong, or were they more specific than that?
They were more specific, but they weren't mean about it.
Great. Hadley?
Made 6 drafts.
And so is that something that other kids should learn from? What should we learn from that?
We can make other drafts if it's not right.
Good. So if it's not right, you can keep doing more drafts to make it better.
You just don't use things in your head. You want to use a sharp eye.
Good. He used the eyes of a scientist. Great.
And here we go. We're good. All right.
Everybody freeze. Now let's try it. If you were giving Austin feedback on this draft using I like and I wonder, what would you say?
Teachers, see what great I likes and I wonders you get. We will wait a few seconds.
So we can skip the third clip. Okay. Let's do, this is going to seem weird. We're going to do a transition. So if y'all could do an ad-lib. We're going to have some guests from Miss Austin's
Okay.
class.
We are going to have some special guests come and talk about this video from Miss Austin's class.
Okay. So now I'm going to join. So y'all are going to take your place, and then I'm going to pull a chair up. So y'all can just come on up here. And y'all can sit here. I'm gonna, sorry. I'm just going to act like a chair. Good morning. How are y'all?
We're good.
How have y'all given feedback? I know y'all had an assignment with writing and giving feedback with other grade levels. Can you share a bit about how you gave feedback using I like and I wonder?
They gave us feedback using I like. So an example maybe would be I liked that you used this example, or not example, but yes, in your work. And it helped me know that that was a good thing that I put in my work. I wonder, when they gave me feedback on I wonder, it maybe helped me fix that mistake, and yeah, it helped.
For me, I like one of them that I liked was my artwork, because I'm a really good artist. And then for me, the I wonder, it helped me cater to their interests and improve on my writing capabilities itself. So
I appreciate y'all offering your feedback. That's so special. Also, we've got some teachers here at school that have been offering some feedback and receiving it as well. So we're all learning all at one time in this way. Let's hear from some of the teachers now.
We use I like and I wonders when we're working on writing in my class a lot. Sometimes I'll read with a student and I'll have them read their writing, and then I'll tell them something they really like, and then something I wonder, and then they go back and maybe change it or improve it.
Today, as we were doing our magnetic, what do I notice? What do I wonder in magnetic? Then I told them I liked the way that they were talking to their neighbor and talking to their friends about what do they like and what do they, what do they notice and what do they wonder about.
We're going to try this again. We had a technical difficulty.
We use I like and I wonders when we're working on writing in my class a lot. Sometimes I'll read with a student and I'll have them read their writing, and then I'll tell them something they really like, and then something I wonder, and then they go back and maybe change it or improve it.
Today, as we were doing our magnetic, what do I notice, what do I wonder in magnetic, then I told them I liked the way that they were talking to their neighbor and talking to their friends about what do they like and what do they, what do they notice and what do they wonder about.
Miss Mara used I like and I wonder on a writing assignment. Students were able to give each other feedback, and from that feedback found improvements that they could make in the process. In turn, having quality products that showed the process really paid off.
We use I likes and I wonders during math time, during some of our number talks. I'll show them a picture of something, and they'll tell me what they like about the picture and what they wonder about the picture. Also, they tell me what they notice.
That's awesome.
Today in class, we took Legos and had two groups have identical pieces, and one group had to describe to the other how to build a structure that the other group had built. As they were building, one group could only give verbal feedback, while the group with the red container had built and was instructing. The group with the blue container had to build. After they finished, they got to show each other what the original structure was and then reflect on what the end product actually came out to be. Following that, they were able to give each other I like and I wonder feedback. Some things that they mentioned applied to the next iteration. So with the butterfly example, this was very similar, and they began to modify what they did based on the feedback the other group gave them. It wasn't critical, it was very helpful, especially the I like, I wonder. And I wonder was giving suggestions. One was this drawing, which was a finished product, which as we reflected, then this is a version of what it was like, and that led to the use of whiteboards to not only give verbal feedback, but start the next version of the other group. This is their production, and in description, use whiteboards. So instead of just using verbal, they modified their communication strategy to also include actual images. So I like and I wonder turned into a version of getting better as they built out their structures and increased their communication skills. Miss Masters used I like and I wonder during the reflection and debriefing and pre-writing stages of the Diary of Anne Frank. Some examples. I like that we were able to do research in advance to see what the annex looked like. I liked how Anne got presents for everyone. I wonder. Some examples. I wonder if the characters Anne describes were exactly like what she wrote in her diary. What if Mr. Frank decided to go downstairs and answer the phone? I wonder if the spy's shop was not robbed. I like and I wonder, and Anne Frank.
Remember to start using your I like and I wonder statements.
We're going to be sharing feedback across our school.
Elementary will start sharing with middle, and middle school will start sharing with elementary. So that's all for today. And remember, you matter!